hello, hello. To no one yet. Sorry for the singing, no one will want to come. Looking forward to sharing some stuff with you guys today. It's amazing to me how a week goes by and it feels like so much longer since I've like chatted with you guys, so I am excited to hear what's going on with you guys too. We'll see if I can have someone come in before like the 3 or 4 minute mark this time. I always start to feel a little self-conscious, like no one's coming. I tried to get this out extra early today, a couple hours early. Hey, I see that there's 2 of you. Hello, hello. I was hoping I did better today with getting the announcement out that it would be at 2 o'clock. So hopefully that was helpful to people. Oh, thank you so much. Mwah. I'm so happy to see you here. I actually just looked at my Instagram because I saw I got a DM from you, and I was like, oh shoot, she's probably asking something about the live, and I didn't see this, but then I saw that it wasn't what that was, so I'm glad I didn't like miss something you were trying to ask me. How are you doing today? You've got grandkids coming, or are you just relaxing? I can hear my Christmas music playing in the living room. You guys can't hear it, but I can very lightly hear it. What's anybody up to today? Anything good? Did you have anything fun happen over the weekend? I want to know. I want to know. Hello, beautiful Kate. Hi, Grandma. Evelyn Johnson, that's my grandma. So I was just with her all weekend on our girls shopping trip. No grandbabies today. Oh, you are so sweet. Seriously, Myrna, I don't know what I did to deserve you. You guys are just the best. I have the best friends on here. I get so excited to come and talk to you. Kate, what have you been up to? Aw, thank you. That's sweet. Say hi to my grandmama. Grandmama. Grandma, I bet you are you still tired out, or have you recovered from the weekend? It's a busy weekend. A lot of walking and just the activity of so many people together and stuff. So I know it makes me tired, so I'm sure it tires my grandma out. I unfortunately woke up with a horrible migraine on Sunday, and that's when we were like packing up to leave. We had rented a house for the weekend, and I the night before was like, hey guys, make sure you got your stuff together so tomorrow it's all easy breezy. I was like, besides the moms and my grandma, I was the first one up, and I got in the shower and stuff, but I knew I wasn't feeling good as soon, like before I even got up, like early in the morning hours. I was laying in bed going, oh gosh. And it was the roughest one I have had in a very long time. Strangely, it only lasted a day, which that's weird because usually they're a couple days, but it was bad enough to make up for it being a couple days. It was pretty rough. But thankfully, I'm feeling fantastic now, so. In fact, I have my tree up. It's not decorated. It's not even fluffed. I, vacuumed and moved stuff around and stuck it together. So it's standing there, not fluffed. But it's flocked, and so I didn't want to. Oh, you've recovered. Good. Yes, I'm doing very well now. I did not do good that day. Sunday was extremely rough for me. But yeah, I've got my tree standing there to be fluffed because it's flocked, and I knew if I started doing it, I was going to be covered in this stuff when I came on here. So I'm like, I'll just wait. So I was putting up some other stuff. Oh, I did have a really good time. Yeah, I was thankful it was the last day. Unfortunately, it seems to happen to me almost every year. On Sunday, I end up with a migraine. I don't know. Well, I think a lot of it is the way I eat, because I'm not eating like I typically do. And I think too, just sleeping in a different bed and just everything going on. Oh, good, Kate. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, it just, it was bad. I felt so awful. I took an Imitrex and laid down for a couple minutes. And then I got up and I was trying to get myself together. My sister Dana, who we were sharing a room together, she had come in and was sitting talking to me. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh no. And I went running and my cousin Jill was in the bathroom. Hey, Jenny. I hope you're feeling better, girl. Getting some rest and relaxation. But yeah, I ran in. I'm like, Jill, I am so sorry, but I think I'm gonna throw up. And she's like, okay. And so she went out and shut the door, and sure enough. And then I thought, okay, good. I feel better because usually, and I have not had that happen to me in a long time from a migraine. It used to happen to me all the time, but I haven't had that happen in a long time. So I was like, what the heck, you know? And so then, of course, I had just taken my Imitrex. Yes, they do. They're all very understanding, and they all feel bad for me, you know. And I'm like, ugh, I hate it because it's like, I don't know. It should just, that last day being fun. Oh, good. Keep talking. And so then we get ready. My mom was like, okay, because it was just my mom and I riding together back. My grandma and my mom and I had rode up together on Thursday, but my grandma was riding back with my one aunt and cousin. And so my mom was like, Danielle, if you don't feel up to it, we do not need to do any shopping stuff today, whatever. And I was like, no, because I love Christmas tree shops, and that's always one of my favorite things. Usually on Sunday, we go to Christmas tree shops in Burlington, and they're right next to each other. So I really wanted to do that. And so we went to Christmas tree shops, and I was literally like, had one hand on the cart. Hey, Christy. Trainer heading to the dentist. Aw, well, thank you so much for hopping on. I hope it's a quick, easy, like a cleaning or something. I'm not a big fan of going to the dentist. So I had one hand, pushing the cart. My elbow was up on the other one, and I was like this, like pushing the cart through the store. I know I had to look so pathetic. And you can tell when I have a migraine, like everyone was like, oh no, Danielle, what's wrong? As soon as they saw me Sunday morning, because my face like gets really puffy and my eyes are weird. You can just tell that I'm not feeling good. And so I was like, people kept looking at me really weird. I'm like, they probably think I have stupid COVID or something. And they're like, why is this girl in the store? You know what I mean? So I was like a zombie though. It was like, I couldn't even like really look at stuff or enjoy it. And then I kept thinking, okay, I think maybe I need to go in the bathroom. And then, but weird things kept happening, and there were people in there way too long. And I'm like, if I get a whiff of a smell or something, I'm done. Like, and I do not want to throw up in a public bathroom. Like, ugh, public toilet throwing up. That to me is like, sounds like the biggest nightmare ever. And so finally I said to my mom, I'm like, I don't think I can do this. Oh, that's okay, Kate. Thank you so much though. I'm just happy you're here. But yeah, so then, my mom was like, well, did you want to go to Burlington? And I was like, well, we can. And she's like, no, I thought you wanted to go. I'm like, no, like I can't even think to look at stuff. Hey, Kat. Hey, Sally. Yay. All these beautiful ladies coming in. Makes me so happy. And yeah, so, oh, I know. And that's what my mom said. My mom said, if Danielle doesn't feel good enough to be shopping, she's really sick, because I love shopping. It's like one of my absolute favorite things. And so, and I'm usually the one who's like, even when other people are like, like maybe kind of ready to go home, I'm like, no, we have to go to Christmas tree shops. Like, and, so then, she, we said goodbye to my aunts and cousin and sister who were in the store with us, and, just headed off to go home. And she's, we were just talking to each other and stuff. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, I feel really nauseous. And I had taken an anti-nausea pill too. And my mom's like, well, if you need me to pull over, let me know. Well, we were on the expressway, and there's, of course, construction. And so there was only one lane. So there was really nowhere to pull off. So all of a sudden I'm like, Mom, I'm dumping some of your stuff out of these bags real quick. And she's like, do whatever you got to do. So I had to double up plastic bags. This is terrible. And throw up next to my mom in the car while she was driving. I felt so terrible. I'm like, Mom, I am so sorry. That's so disgusting. And she's like, you do what you need to do. That don't worry about me. Like, you're, whatever. But I felt so awful to have to do that. That's only the second time in my life I've ever had to do that. Once with my husband, and then that time with my mom. So yeah, it was a rough day. I got back to my mom and dad's because I had drove there on Thursday to meet up with my grandma and my mom to ride in with them. So I had to go. My mom was like, do you want me to stop by your house and pick up one of the boys or Brian or something to drive you back home? And I'm like, no, I should be fine. So we got to their house and I just made sure I was good to drive. Like I wasn't going to throw up again. And then, sorry I'm talking about that so much to you. But then headed home and just basically was a zombie on the couch for, the rest of the night. Slept terrible Sunday night, of course. And so yesterday was just kind of a recovery day. I was thankful I felt way better yesterday, but oh my gosh, these migraines are killing me. So not cool. Danielle's grandma and everyone. But yeah. So I didn't do a whole lot of shopping. I am still gonna do like a girl shopping weekend haul and show you guys what I did get. A lot of the stuff I got though was gifts, so I can't show you that because a lot of it was for Rena from X's and Deals for our advent thing that we're doing. And but I did get some things for myself and stuff that I can show you. So, and like a gift from two of my aunts I got gifts from on this trip and stuff, so I'll show you guys that stuff. So I will be doing that video. I might even record it after I do this, and so I can just kind of share what I got and that kind of stuff. But it is not my typical big haul because I just didn't, I don't know, like I had a lot of fun and we did a lot of stuff, but I didn't do a lot of shopping. I don't know. It was kind of weird. In fact, I was like, how did I spend so much money? Because I didn't feel like I came home with a lot, but Exactly, Christy. I know. I was like, I am so sorry. It's so disgusting. My mom's like, Danielle, like, I don't care at all. Like, I do feel so much better. I feel fantastic today. So my tree, I was saying, is up in the living room. It's not up. It's just the pieces are put into each other. It hasn't been fluffed. Since it's flocked, I didn't want to fluff it before I came on here because I would be covered in snow. Maybe that would have been really cute and festive. But no, I'm like, I will wait and do that after. But I did start putting out some of my other Christmas stuff around the house. I packed up all my fall stuff yesterday. So because like I said, when I start feeling good after a migraine, I'm like, I can conquer the world. I'm doing as much as I can do. Oh, thank you so much, Christy. Yes, Jenny, all the Christmas happiness. I wasn't even going to put makeup on today for this video, but I was like, I actually need to record something for a company. So I'm like, I guess I better put some makeup on. Actually, I was going to show you guys too. So my eyeshadow I have on is the Love for Sale palette. But I had said before, because I was kind of disappointed with how like sheer the colors were, like some of the shimmers. Do it, Carla, do it. I love Christmas. It just makes me so happy. But so this color right here, when I had used it before, it's called Nina, was so sheer. So I decided I wanted to try them with glitter glue. So I used NYX glitter glue and it made it so vibrant. And live, I feel like the color is always a little bit weird. But yeah, I'm so happy with how it turned out. And then I tapped a little bit of the Do I Love You, which is like just a glittery topper over top of it. And I love it. Exactly. I wanted a flocked tree for so long and I finally got one last year and I absolutely love it. Kept it up all through winter. I didn't take it down until the beginning of March, and I will probably do the same thing this year because after Christmas I just took all my ornaments off and I used clear lights anyway, and then I just turned my living room into a winter wonderland, so it was all like snow themed, like snowmen and stuff like that. So I'm going to do the same thing this year because I loved it so much. And so why not, right? If it brings you joy, do it. The simple joys in life, like if you can't enjoy those, what fun is it? But yeah, so I'm very happy for people who, because I know a couple people were considering possibly getting this palette. That is something to know about those shades that were a little more sheer. Use glitter glue. Makes a world of difference. Okay, thank you so much, Christy. I hope your appointment goes well. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, Kate. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, that's no fun. Well, and I'm glad I knew, like, I need to like do that. So I'm like, Mom, I'm dumping your stuff out of shopping bags. She's like, do whatever you gotta do. So I just doubled them up and whatever, because once you get to the point where your mouth is watering, there's no going back. Yes, thank you, Christy. If you guys would please run Clara Breyer's video. She is so close to being monetized. And so I would love to see that happen for her. That would be so awesome. Aw. You guys are awesome. And I love that about Christy. She is so like great about, you know, being supportive and knowing if certain people are like about to meet a threshold or something. She's on it. Thank you, Tish. Hello, Miss Trouble. I don't think you're as much trouble as you make yourself out to be. I think you're more sweet than trouble. That's just what I'm getting from, you know, from what I see. Hi, Anne. How are you doing? I know you had an MRI. How'd that go? I hope that went well. I think about you guys all the time. Like, I know different things you guys have going on and stuff, and so I'm always wondering, and I try to send messages and stuff when I think of it, you know, to check in on you and stuff, so. Ooh, yay! So fun. Time to play. Well, that's like today. So I just took my, well, I'll show you. I took my Persona Identity palette. It was the only palette I took with me for my girl shopping weekend, which you haven't seen. If you haven't seen it before, get results on Friday. Okay, good. I hope it's good. I hope it just shows them what's going on and can get you all fixed up. Oh, the lighting. So this is the Persona Identity palette. I love, this is one of my absolute favorite of all time palettes because it's just so good. Every time you do a look, it's just so good. And so, this is the only one I took with me on the trip. So when I'm using the same palette for several days, I'm like, I'm ready to play with something else. And so that's why I was like, you know what? I'm going to pull this out, pull out my Love for Sale palette and try it with the glitter glue. And I'm so glad I did. Good stuff right there. I've got so many things I want to play with and just stuff. I don't have lashes on today, girls. Usually I've got lashes on, but not today. I was feeling a little bit lazy. I'm just like I've got a Columbia fleece on and stuff. Like I have a t-shirt under it because when I'm doing stuff around the house, I'm too hot. But sitting still, it's pretty chilly because I'm cheap and I won't turn our heat up very high. My husband's always like, it's freezing in here. Put more clothes on. Slippers, you know, he's got all that stuff. I'm like, you've got slippers, go put them on. You've got, you know, whatever. I'm like, and I love it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so these are my nails right now. So this has been, tomorrow will be a week since I did them. I'll have to show them in a regular video when the color's better. Oh, thank you. Did you really, Carla? I totally want to try that, but yeah, I just never have. I feel like there might be something on this on my camera. I'm looking for something to wipe it with. Maybe just my sleeve. Yeah, I thought it would be fun. I looked on Pinterest for some inspiration. The colors are not showing quite right on here. Well, that's more accurate, but yeah. I thought it would be fun. Hold on, I'm trying to wipe this camera because I feel like there's something on it. I don't know if there is or not. If that made anything better, but it's so funny because I always wipe, because it's on my phone, and I always wipe the cameras when I am going to record, but I wasn't thinking, so I wiped them, but that's not what you record with when you're doing a live. You're recording with your like front facing camera. And so I'm like, oh, I didn't wipe that one. So sometimes it gets like a little film on it because I always forget, like I'll have my phone sitting up when I'm getting ready or something. I spray hairspray and I'm like, oh great, that's all over my phone. Oh, thank you, Grandma. Thank you. I love my makeup. And it's so funny because like a couple of my aunts and stuff are like, I need you to help me, and like my sister and stuff, I need you to help me with makeup. And I'm like, I can't put makeup on other people. Like, I'm not good at it at all. It's very awkward to me, and like, I don't know, I just can't do it. I'm like, I can tell you things because every single person in our family has hooded lids, like super hooded. And so I'm like, okay, so we were sitting around the dining room table at the house the one morning talking about it. Hey, Debbie. Okay, thank you so much. Hello. It was good. I didn't buy a lot of stuff. I am going to do a video that shows what I did buy, but a lot of the stuff I bought was gifts, so I can't show those. But I can show you the things I did buy that were for me, because I got one thing that I am so excited about, I can hardly stand it. So, yeah. So that will be coming very soon. But anyway, we were sitting around the dining room table and talking about makeup and stuff, and they were saying, and I said, okay, I can tell all of you right now, we all have hooded lids, and you all do your makeup only on your eyelid. So when your eyes are open, you can't see anything that's on there. I said, you need to bring it up. So instead of having your eye closed when you do makeup, do it with your eyes open and do it first so you can see how high you're bringing it up, and then, whatever. And so they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like stuff like that. Or like with concealer, I don't really use concealer under my eyes. I haven't now for probably like 6 months or so, because I actually felt like it was making my eyes look older. Oh yeah, grandma. So my grandma, Evelyn Johnson, is Debutante's great aunt. So family, we got some family going on. So cute. I love it. So yeah, when you hear Debbie talk about her Grandma Shack is my great grandma. It's Evelyn's mom. So Evelyn is my grandma, and her mom was Grandma Shack. But yeah, it's like, so concealer, I was saying, they, a lot of people put concealer because they're like, I have bags, so they put concealer on the bag. Well, the problem is if you have like that underneath where you can see where there's like sort of a circle or something, you need to put the concealer actually there to help bring that forward. When you're putting it on like the actual bag, that's just bringing that more forward. And so I was saying, like go in where that dip is and just put your concealer there lightly to pull that forward so it makes it less, so you don't have like that shadow. And no, I know Debbie's your niece. I was talking about that you're my grandma, but Debbie's grandma is my great grandma and is your mom. But yeah, so like just tips like that. I'm like, I can give you tips about things to do, but I can't actually like do your makeup. So it was kind of fun to talk about. I'm like, ooh, next year I should have like everybody like, okay, bring all your stuff and we can sit around and like everyone can practice. And yeah, definitely give it a try, Anne, because I feel like for me, if I do use concealer under my eyes at all, that's what I do, is just right there, because the creepiest part of your eye is up closer to your lower lash line. So when you put concealer up there, most people, it doesn't make it look better. I don't feel like when I do it, it makes me look so much older than I am. And so I'm like, who wants that, right? But you're thinking like, I'm covering this, but actually it's not. Where the shadow is, putting the concealer there helps just pull that forward so it's more even. But I always feel like I look like I'm cross-eyed. Like I'm looking over here, but I do have an eye that pulls more, and I feel like I can see it really bad when I'm on lives. So now, you're welcome. That's all you'll be able to look at is my crazy eye. Yeah, oh my gosh. And things like Tarte Shape Tape, oh my gosh. People like rave about that. That makes me look like I have the under eyes of an 80-year-old. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah, that's like using a ton of concealer. I think people think it's going to make it better, but it doesn't. Aw. Thanks, Grandma. Which my grandma, when we left on Thursday, she had like this light teal kind of like fleece on and stuff, and she had a similar color on her eyes, and she has like really pretty, like the whitish kind of hair. Her makeup and stuff looked so gorgeous, like so pretty. Just make your eyes stand out. She's a beautiful lady anyway, but those colors on her definitely. Which, Grandma, I forgot to ask you if you like that palette that I gave you. So I guess you can tell me now. Oh, Debbie, thank you. Jenny. Eek. No kidding. Yeah, I don't get it. But I do know people, I know someone older than me who loves it. She swears by it. And I'm like, how? And she has dry skin. I have super oily skin. So I'm like, if I have really oily skin and that makes me look like super crusty old under my eyes, I don't get it. Aw, I miss you. Thick as spackle. Yes, I agree. Terrible. Oh my gosh, Myrna, thank you. You guys are so sweet to me. Oh my goodness. Way too kind. Way too kind. If you see back here, aw, thank you. Ooh, yeah, we need to figure that out. Well, I think you need to come in the summer because we talked about maybe going down the river and stuff. Oh, good, Grandma. I thought that might be that palette, but I forgot to ask you. Yay. No wonder you looked so gorgeous. I picked out that palette. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, but I have my little I'm thankful for, and I put all of you back here. And I mean it. It wasn't just being corny. I'm serious. I mean, I am corny too, but you know. Yeah. Okay. So something so fun that we did on the shopping trip was on Saturday night. My sister Dana was like, "Hey, write down like in the town that we stay in. It's Frankenmuth, Michigan. It's a really cute German town, and it's really fun." Well, girl, we will make it worth your time. We will have lots of fun, lots and lots of fun. Um, and so the house we stayed in, you could walk. It was just like one street over from the town, like a block. And so there is an escape room place. And so my sister was like, let's do this. We've talked about it for a few different years and just never did it. Hey, I'm so glad you're here, Maggie. Um, and so we decided to do this escape room. We had so much fun. It's like one of those things. Aw, thank you. Doing magic. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, is it going to make you like irritable with each other, or is it going to be fun and you're all going to work together really well? Hey, Penny. Oh, bummer. I wonder why. Ugh, I hate when YouTube does that. Well, I'm just glad you're here. That's all that matters. All right, Debbie, see you later. Thank you so much for being on. I'm glad you got to talk to Grandma too, or Aunt Evelyn for you. And so we did one, it was called Lucky Duck. And so it's like, a speakeasy, and you're trying to find like the boss of like this mobster group and whatever. And so there were 8 of us. My 2 sisters, and then my cousins and I. And oh my gosh, you guys, it was so much fun. We had so much fun. And it was the thing that was the coolest thing about it to me was getting to see different skills that people in your family have that you had no idea. Like my cousins, well, Lene is, like, she's very analytical. She's an accountant. Like I pictured her being that way, like numbers oriented and stuff like that. Oh, how fun. Sally, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. And I definitely think it depends on the group you're with, because I'm like, I could see it being like, if I tried to do it with my husband and boys, I could see us being like all irritated with each other. I don't know if that's true or not, but for some reason I just picture that. But it is a fun challenge. But then like my cousins Erica and Rachel, they were like boom, like on it, and things that I didn't realize, like that's like, those are things how their mind works. So it was really cool to get to see different skills that people in your family have that you didn't even realize before that. It was so cool. And it was so funny because my one cousin Jill and my one sister Delyn were both like, I'm an idiot. Like, I have no idea what's going on here. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, it was so much fun. But a lot of it, I was like, whoop. But then like puzzle type things, I'm, better at. And so those were the parts that then I was doing and stuff like that. It was just really cool to see how everybody worked together with different skill sets, and we did it. We finished with over 17 minutes left. We only got 2 clues, which we didn't even ask for. The girl just could see that we were struggling, because that was the cool thing. Like beforehand, she said, if you need a clue, we have cameras and microphones so we can hear what you're doing and see what you're doing. And so if you're struggling, you'll hear like a little chime, to look at the screen, and I'll give a clue. Or you can say, like, we need a clue, like, we need help. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And so she gave us 2 clues. One, like a few minutes, well, no, it was probably almost half an hour in, and then one right at the end. And when we got out, the girl was like, you guys did awesome. Like, she's like, I can't believe I only had to give you that many clues, and you were fast, like, still with all that time left. It was so much fun. I will actually include a picture when I do my video where I do my little haul and stuff, and show you. My sister Dana, she's such a dang goofball. A group before us, it was some girl's birthday whose name was Katrina, apparently, because they had put it on a whiteboard, and my sister, she knew it still said that and used that as like a thing in our picture. I'm like, you're such a dork. And it was funny because we got back and we'd used my other sister's phone the girl took the pictures of us with, And so then we got back and my sister sent the pictures to everybody. And I'm looking and I'm like, Dana, with that sign. And she just starts cracking up. She had just typed into the group and was going to say, I can't believe no one said anything about the sign yet and whatever. So she's a doof. But so that was pretty funny. So now these people, because they put it on the website for the escape room or whatever. So the people who, the girl, it wasn't actually her birthday, they're probably like, what is up with those people using the sign from my birthday thing? Oh my gosh, it was so funny. But that was a really good time. And then we had so much fun doing that. And we were all just giggly and just in such a good mood. We went back to the house and my cousin Lene brought Pictionary. And so we had teams and we were playing and we were doing it though like different than how it tells you. Like, so we would like two people, one from each team would be drawing the same thing for their team and you're like quietly trying to guess and then whatever team guessed first what their person was drawing. It was so fun. We laughed so hard and it was really cool because my sister Dana and I drew at the same time and almost every time our pictures were almost identical, like the way we drew it. And that was a cool thing to see too, because whoever was drawing, like some people take a completely different approach from each other for what the thing is that they're drawing. And so it's cool to see because you're like, yeah, both of those totally make sense to get, you know, the answer. But then like Dana and I did almost the exact same thing every time. So it tells you how much we actually think alike, you know? So it was really, really fun. That it was like some of the best just laughter and just time spent together as cousins. We enjoyed so much. So that was really, really fun. So that was so awesome. I love stuff like that. Like, and just that laughter that like hurts your stomach. You're laughing so hard, like you're crying. You're, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Thank you, Penny. Oh, it's just the best. And you know, it's like, oh, it's so much fun. Like, you know, we're all moms. Well, only one isn't. But you know, you have got like everybody's got their families and people you're taking care of and stuff like that. And so it's like to get away like that, where the only person you have to worry about is yourself, and just being able to have that fun and just that carefree feeling is so good for everybody. Like to just kind of, you know, let loose and not have to feel like you're looking after somebody or need to take care of things or whatever. It's like you're just there enjoying yourself. And so we took turns per family for doing breakfasts in the morning, which was really easy. So like we did, my mom and sisters and I did ours Friday morning. And then otherwise all of your meals, like our dinners and stuff, we eat out places. Well, we actually ordered Chinese in the one night, but like, so it's not like people are cooking the whole time or, you know what I mean? Like it's just carefree for the most part and so nice for everybody. So it's definitely something that we look forward to, and it always goes by way too fast. And it used to be we went Friday through Sunday. Yes, it is relaxing, but it's not. Like we're go 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 and like whatever, but yeah, just not having that. It's you're on the move, but it's because you want to be kind of thing. And so, and you know, it's all fun stuff, not like responsibilities. So it takes it to a just totally different place, you know? Yep. Love it. But yeah, just that time together to just giggle, lay in bed at night and just giggle your butt off. Like you're like little kids, you know? It's like a big sleepover, and yeah, it's awesome. And then the moms, you know, are sometimes doing their own thing or we're all together. A big thing in our family is puzzles. So all the get-togethers like camping and stuff, there's a puzzle. And so we all sit around a big table and work on a big puzzle together. So we did a puzzle while we were there and stuff like that. And so it's just stuff that's just enjoyable. And we had a ton of snacks and, you know, whatever like that. Oh, but what I was going to say is it used to be Friday through Sunday. A lot of people couldn't get there till Friday, like late afternoon because of work and things like that. Well, over the years it has morphed, and now this year all except for one person came on Thursday. So for the past few years, there have been, well, more than a few now, there have been a group of us who have been going on Thursday, and then this year all but one came on Thursday. So it's like we've made it longer because it was like Friday through Sunday just wasn't enough time. So now we do Thursday through Sunday. And we found another house. It's just down the road. It's actually an even cooler house, like a big Victorian house that we already booked for next year. So we already know where we're staying and all that good stuff. So that's super fun. And having the house, this is the first time we rented a house because we stayed in a hotel for years. And then last year we stayed at a campground that my mom and my aunts and stuff have memberships to in some of the cabins. And but then my sister she stayed in one of these houses, actually a house right next door to the one we were just in, with a group of girlfriends for a weekend, and was like, why have we never thought to rent a house before? Because we always get yelled at for being too loud. And they're a lot of fun. And so yeah, renting the house, it was perfect because there's nobody telling you like you're being too loud. We could just do whatever we wanted. It was very relaxed, and just that was super nice. And yeah, to have the full facilities for cooking breakfast and stuff like that, and so full-size fridge and all that stuff to keep your snacks and drinks and everything in, and it was awesome. So really, really good time. There's always a little drama. Come on, there's a lot of women together. That's gonna happen. But we get through it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Is that what? I don't know. But yeah, definitely fun. I'm excited now for, like, we were talking about our plans for coming up for for the holidays, because last year everything got ruined. Like, Thanksgiving and stuff. Well, we still did Thanksgiving with my husband's parents and stuff, or his family. Thank you. But like my aunt, who usually does Thanksgiving for that side of the family, she didn't do it and stuff. And then we usually do Christmas tree day the Saturday after Thanksgiving at my mom and dad's, but we didn't do that. And then we have our big family Christmas party the Saturday before Christmas, and we didn't do that. So we missed all of that last year. And on Christmas Day, usually some of my aunt, like my one aunt and uncle and cousin and her husband and her kids usually come over, sometimes a couple other ones, but they didn't do that. It was just our family. So we were already talking, and so, my aunt's doing Thanksgiving. We're still going to be with my husband's family because we started doing that a few years ago, but they're doing that, and then we're doing Christmas tree day, and we're doing our big family Christmas party and stuff. So happy that like everything's getting, we're back to normal as far as that kind of stuff, and can get back into those traditions, because we do like, in our big family Christmas party, we do all the women, well, whoever wants to do it, but most everybody does, where we have like a limit, like $15 to $20, I think, and you get a pair of socks, and you fill them with stuff, and then we play a game, like basically like a white elephant style, where you get to steal from each other and that kind of stuff. And then you get this pair of socks filled with all sorts of little goodies. So it's super fun, and I still have my ones from last year, so that'll make that easy. I might add some new things in, but yes, so like looking forward to doing that again and stuff. And my one cousin was telling me that she's like, I'm gonna do cookies at my house if you want to come over and just have a relaxed day and make cookies and stuff. So I think I'm gonna do that on the Friday between Thanksgiving and Christmas tree day. So that'll be kind of a busy time, so I'll do Thanksgiving with my in-laws and then cookies at her house, but that's gonna be really relaxed, and then Christmas tree day at my mom and dad's. But I like thoroughly enjoy it. This is my time of year. Like, I'm like so giddy. So I'm super excited to be decorating my house right now and just getting all the feels, enjoying that. And that's the kind of, I was so bummed because usually when I'm at Christmas tree shops, they always have like Christmas books and stuff, and I like those like real cheesy, like the Amish, Christmas stories and stuff. And so I usually get a book or two while I'm there, and I just could not even begin to look at stuff while we were there. I seriously was so pathetic. My one aunt, she saw me coming down an aisle, and she just started laughing. I'm like, I am riding the struggle bus big time right now. And she's like, I can tell. It was all I could do to just be upright, pretty much. So that was kind of a bummer, but it's okay. And my husband always says too, he's like, if there's a place that you don't get to go on your girl shopping weekend, I'll take you, because I have driving anxiety, so I won't just drive a lot of places. So he's great about taking me. Aww. That's a really sweet tradition. And that's awesome too, because it's like halfway through the month kind of, and so it's, getting that fun gearing up for Christmas. I love that. Actually, December 15th, unless something weird happens, like with shipping or something, we don't all get our stuff, that's when the videos will go up between Debbie, Clara, and Rena and I for our Advent exchange. So December 15th should be when those go up. I'm so excited because now I've got all of Rena's stuff. So now I just need to package it all up and it will be going out on Tuesday. Next Tuesday I'll ship it. And I can't wait. It's so much fun to know you get to open a present every day for 12 days. Like, that's like the ultimate. So much fun. It's hard for me sometimes because I love giving gifts so much. Oh, I bet you are, Penny. Oh, how awesome, Kate. That's exciting. I'm so happy for you. Because now last year you didn't get to see some of your kids, right? For Christmas because of the pandemic stuff. It's just such a bummer. It ruined so much for so many people. And I don't know. I kind of wonder why a little bit, but we won't get into that. Oh, okay. That's fun. Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so bummed. I wanted to I was thinking of doing maybe like a big family gift this year, but then the thing I wanted to do, did I already tell you guys about this? I know I was talking about that I was thinking about doing a family gift, but I don't know if I told you what it was that I actually was thinking about. I can tell you now because it's totally unattainable, which irritates me. But they have these interactive like punching bags, and I thought, oh my gosh, this would be so awesome. Yes, Penny, we don't want to go there. But you have like the gloves and stuff, they're all interactive. And oh, see, that makes the excitement all new again, doesn't it? Having new life in the family and kids and seeing the excitement. Oh, absolutely not, Kate. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's never a good reason. But so it's this interactive like punching bag thing, and it works with an app on your phone, but you can put it up on the screen and everything, or on the screen on the TV, and you can do like just different challenges through that. You can compete with people in your family. It keeps track of like your personal best, so you're competing against yourself kind of to do better. So it's like different workouts you can do and stuff, and I thought that would be perfect because it's something that will be like something we can do together, but also something for us to be active because all of us kind of want to be, like my youngest son wants to get stronger. Most of us want to lose some weight or just get in better shape, you know? And so I'm like, that might be a really awesome thing. The bag itself with 2 sets of gloves is like $1,400. You have a palette I need? Ooh, that sounds so good, Carla. You're making me hungry. What palette do I need, Penny? Do tell. But yeah, $1,400 for this punching bag. And then you have to pay $39 a month for the app to use to get like the workouts and stuff. I'm like, yeah, right. Like that is so unattainable for so many people. I'm like, what a bummer. It is. It is. It is this gray squirrel mug. Oh, okay, Penny. I'll be sure to check it out after I get off here. But yeah, that's a little, I've got some lippies in there, so they're making some noise. I know, isn't it a ridiculous price? I know, isn't he cute? His little teeth. I thought it's a fun, cute little fall thing. Thanks. I put my turkey out too. Cute little turkey. Got a couple Thanksgiving things. I'm like, my whole house will be Christmas, but right here will be Thanksgiving for, you know, the next couple weeks, and then I'll switch this out to Christmas too. Actually, I just put all my Christmas stuff up in my bedroom, and I was like, oh, in the bin with that stuff is my little tree and stuff that goes in here. But I was like, so right now there's a bin that's got my fall stuff from my bedroom and a little tree in it. So I'm like, I gotta remember that's where that is, so when I want it for here, I know where to find it. I am going to be going through, I have so many Christmas bins, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, I know I don't even use half that stuff. Like, a lot of it is really old stuff from when, like, my parents moved. It was, like, stuff they were getting rid of. And so my mom gave it to us in case we'd want it. And, like, when we were younger and starting out and stuff, we didn't have, you know, a lot of decorations and stuff. So it was great. But now a lot of it, it's, like, it's just old. It's not my taste, you know, and like I just kept holding on to it, and my mom's like, get rid of it. I don't care about it. Like, it's not going to hurt my feelings. So I'm like, okay. easy, done. So that's going to be happening this year. Every bin I pull up, I'm going to have a box that's stuff that can be donated that I'll throw in, and I bet there's a lot that I can throw away, to be quite honest with you. So I'm going to be doing that. So that feels good. And actually, it's pretty funny. I was telling my husband, so I took down all my fall stuff yesterday. Well, like the kitchen. Hey, Sue, I'm so glad you're here. Don't be sorry. I'm glad anybody comes at any time. I'm just happy any of you even want to come and listen to me blab. But the house was so like empty, like the kitchen and the living room and stuff, because if you saw my fall decor, you know, I'd like, you know, it explodes everywhere. And, but I was like, whoa, there was something so like peaceful about how there was hardly anything anywhere. And so I told my husband, I said, after the holidays, because I like for the holidays, I like for my house to be filled with holiday stuff. That's fine. But after all of that, after like winter, when we get into spring, I know that is hard, Penny. My cousin said what she started doing was she took a bunch of pictures of stuff and did like Shutterfly or something and made books with it. So she's got pictures of all that stuff that so she could get rid of the actual things if they weren't, yeah. If they weren't things that were like something really nice that she wanted to keep, you know what I mean? Like have a bin for each thing, for each child. They're really special things. And then the rest just take pictures of, and you know, then you've got, and make a little book out of it. And then you've got those memories in a book, but you don't have to have it taking up all that space, you know? I think that's a really good idea. But yeah, after, when I take down my winter wonderland in like the beginning of March, I'm going to be definitely, oh no, Sue, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you start feeling better. That's yucky. Oh, I know, Penny. I know. I'm getting much better about it. I think what's helpful too is having boys, because they don't care at all. So I think, well, I mean, my boys don't. I'm not saying that in general. So I just keep stuff that's really important to me that was theirs, that I think maybe someday like their wives will appreciate, you know, to have for their kids or whatever. But otherwise it makes it easier to get rid of stuff, because they're like, why would I want that? And I don't want it to all end up just staying at my house when they move out. So yeah, but I'm so ready to just have like a very cleared out, simplified house, because it just makes it so relaxing. Oh man, Sue, I'm sorry. They actually, several years ago, they thought my mom had MS. She has all sorts of issues. She's got a lot of issues with her left side of her body and stuff. She has Raynaud's. Is that how you say it? Raynaud's? Yeah. Where her like hands and feet and stuff, I mean, they like turn white. Okay. Yep. It's nice to be like, here you go. This is yours now. But she has all sorts of issues. And then like they were telling her that it was MS, and then it turned out she didn't have MS. So thank you for that scare. But she does have a lot of issues with stuff that, and she has a lot of, when it gets cold out and stuff. So they started traveling south or west a few years ago. They take their motorhome and stuff for the winter, and that definitely is helpful for her, because yeah, like the cold really bothers her. I wish it didn't, because I would rather her be here, but I'm happy for them that they get to do that. That's awesome. And you never know how many years, you know, like she said, you never know what can happen where you're not able to do that stuff. So it's like, do it while you can, you know? So I definitely don't blame them for that. But in fact, I need to talk to my sisters about something that just reminded me. Actually, about a lot of things, because Christmas, I love when, like, with parents, like, I like to get my parents individual stuff. My dad's birthday is December 10th. He is, like, the hardest person ever to buy for, because he's the kind of person, if he wants something, he just goes and buys it for himself. Okay, Sue. Well, I hope they can figure out what's going on and get you some relief. And so he's so hard to buy for. And so for his birthday and Christmas to be right by each other like that, it's like, oh my gosh, like to have to figure out two things. So it's kind of nice when they want like a combined gift, because yes, definitely be praying for you. But that just it takes a lot of the like guesswork out of it. Oh, cool. Yeah. And then my son's girlfriend, Noelle, her birthday is December 17th. And so I'm like, dang it, Noelle. Like, because I love to buy stuff for her because she likes makeup and, you know, all that stuff too. So it's super fun to shop for her because I don't have girls to shop for like that. And so, yes, Debbie too. All those birthdays around Christmas. I would hate for my birthday to be so close to Christmas. It's like with Noelle. I'm like, I want to buy you stuff other times of the year. So sometimes I just do because I feel like it. Because I'm like, it's too close. Yes, Sue, you got a lot of prayer warriors here who will be praying for you. Definitely. That's probably actually my most favorite thing about our group here. Like, so many supportive people and just, yeah, awesome. Love, love, love it. Aw. Oh, Christmas Eve. I would hate that. Like, and I think a lot of people, well, like Noelle's thing has always been, I just don't want people to give me like my birthday present wrapped in Christmas paper, which I totally get. Like, give them that separation of this is for your birthday, this is for Christmas, you know? Yes, half birthday. Uh, yeah, it's like, it's way too close. Like, aw. Oh, happy belated birthday, Carla. What did you do? Oh, yay. How exciting. And that's a fun milestone birthday, too. Awesome. I know, I was just thinking, I think yesterday, I'm like, wow, how fast this past year has gone by. That's funny. You're like, that's easy. Here you go. Happy birthday, Dad. Yeah, no kidding. Put in for a new body. Oh, man. I need a new head. So stop having migraines. I mean, I guess I don't need a whole new head. Just whatever it is that's causing that. Like, can you please get out of there? Oh my gosh. That's such a awful thing. And like I said, I am very fortunate that that's the only thing I am plagued with at this point in my life. Because just to have your body like betray you like that, like where it's like you have no control and it's just like working against you. Ugh, so frustrating. Aw. But yeah, I can't believe I'm like, my birthday's like 5 months away, right? Like, how is it coming up so fast? Well, not 5 months. Yeah. You're so funny. Taller. Taller would be good too. Yeah, I'm with you on that one too. And I know you're even way shorter than I am, so um, food does trigger sometimes. I did have like I typically have been eating keto, and so this weekend I kind of just ate whatever I wanted. Um, and I know like we had Chinese food the one night. Actually, we had that Saturday. No, Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night, and I am pretty sure that that is probably what helped take me over the edge. Aw, how cute. How sweet and thoughtful. That's awesome. But yeah, Chinese, I'm pretty sure that was a part of it. But also, some of it is hormones because I am having some issue things. I don't know if I am going like in perimenopause or something. Oh, okay. But I go for my yearly on the 23rd, so I have definitely gonna talk to my doctor about some of that stuff because I don't know. I feel like my body is going crazy right now. Yeah, I'm like my husband said, like bring on menopause, right? I'm like, yeah, please. I mean, obviously there's like stuff that goes with it that's not pleasant, but if it takes away my migraines like it did for the other people in my family, I'm all down. I'm just a miniature giant, you know. You're so cute. You have a huge personality, a giant personality. I'll give you that one. But yeah, don't a lot of like mighty and awesome things come in small packages? That's what I like to tell myself, Sue. Like, let's go with that. Like, you know, all the best presents come in small packages. Like, you know, make myself feel better about being short. I actually don't mind being short, except for the every pound I feel like shows, but or just like when it's annoying to try to reach things. Like my toes cramp up all the time trying to reach stuff in cupboards because I have to like go up on my toes. Oh my gosh, the other day the arch of my foot did. My son was in the kitchen with me. I should have just had him reach it. I'm talking to him and stuff, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. He's like, what? And I'm like, look at my foot. And it was like, weird. So does Poison. Oh my gosh. You were too funny. This is true. Aw. You guys crack me up. I love it. Oh. I was so bummed though. We went to a different mall than we usually go to because we thought, well, we'll just try something else, something different. It was slightly closer than the mall we usually go to, but then we quickly realized we would have rather gone to the other mall. But whatever. It's just fun to be with everybody and whatever. But H&M is one of my favorite stores to shop in. Yeah, I look up pretty much everyone's nose. It's pretty awesome. And that's another thing about having such thin hair. I'm like, everyone is taller than me, so they can see how thin it is. I'm like, if I was tall, it wouldn't be as obvious because nobody could see how thin it is. But, oh well, what do you do? But, anyway, so I was like, oh good, there's an H&M because it's like one of my favorite places to shop. Except for, I am noticing lately, I kind of like being an ankle biter. You're cute. There's the trouble coming out of Tish. But they've always had an area. Yes, I can wear kids' shoes too. That is a plus. Where it was very like monochromatic, like the color schemes, just very neutrals, like black, gray, beige, that kind of thing. But now it's like almost the whole store is that, I'm noticing. And I'm like, it's so boring. Like when you walk in and even look at it, I'm like, ugh. They crack me up too. But I was like, it's just not like what it used to be and exciting. Penny, stop it, you are not. But I did find something really awesome there, so you will see that when I do my haul. Hey, welcome. Yeah, I'm like super excited about it. I need like a date night, I think. I mean, I'm going to wear it other times too, but I'm just really excited about it. Got a couple of cute like accessory type things and stuff, so that's fun. But I usually come back with all sorts of clothes, and I had just been saying, I feel like my wardrobe right now I'm really bored with. Like, I was having a hard time even putting together stuff I wanted to, take for outfits to wear, and clothes are like my favorite thing. So for me to feel like, like I'm really bored with my wardrobe is really yucky for me because I just love putting together outfits and stuff. And so I was like, I'll get some new stuff when I'm on this trip and stuff, but I really didn't find a lot of stuff. And to be honest, like the outlets where we go, the deals, there were not deals. Like, let's just be real. Like, it was not any better than anywhere else, but it's kind of been getting more and more like that every year. And just everything's so expensive everywhere. I'm like, I don't know. It just kind of stinks because it's like you don't find the exciting deals like you did. So that's why I'm like, well, I need to just stick to my thrift store shopping because I do far better there than in regular stores. And then I'll see like really cute, like people do like Walmart videos, like, clothes that are out new at Walmart or whatever. It's like my favorite thing. I love going shopping for clothes. But, so then I'll see something I really like. Well, then when I try to go to the Walmart around me, we don't have any of that stuff. And I'm like, oh, come on. Like, because it'll be like a good price, Actually, my friend Jenny was telling me several weeks ago about these flannels, and that they were like $14.99 in the, or $14.98 or whatever, Walmart does that, in the women's section, but like kind of the same ones in the men's section were $9.98. And I'm like, oh, so pay attention for that because they definitely do that. And so I went and got a flannel from the men's section for $9.98, and it is the softest, most fabulous flannel ever. So definitely check out the men's section because stuff like that, you don't need it to be cut a certain way. And to be honest, a lot of times I don't love like women's cut on things, like women's style t-shirts and stuff. Oh, I bet. Yes, that is your superpower. So fun. But like, you know, like a lot of times on women, your trouble area is like your midsection. So like t-shirts that scoop in like this, well, you don't want big boxy things that like you're just swallowed in. I'd rather have like a more straight, yes, it is awesome. But I'd rather have more like of a straight than that tight in, because then I feel like I'm being like squeezed, like it's showing all my parts that I don't want to show. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, what the heck? Although it makes me realize how lucky I've been with having all boys, that like I wasn't having to buy all the, you know, expensive girl stuff because I wasn't realizing. But oh my gosh, it's getting so hard. I mean, every year it gets harder and harder to shop for boys. Like they are just, once they're this age, and my son, my oldest son Gavin, I had asked him before I was going to be going, like the week before. I'm like, hey, if you think of some stuff you want, okay, yeah. See, they're just more comfortable to me. Like I'd much rather get like a unisex style shirt and a small, like that fits me great. Women's cuts, like I feel self conscious in and uncomfortable. Um, But yeah, I had asked him like the week before for some ideas, and he's like, well, I'll try to think of some stuff and tell you. He never could. And so the other day when I got back, he's like, sorry, I never gave you any ideas, you know, for, and I'm like, it's fine. And he's like, I still don't know what to tell you that I want. And I'm like, it's just, it's hard. Like with him, he would rather have like, you know, experiences, which is awesome. I love that. But it's expensive to do, um, oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, if you're large chested and stuff, that is a lot harder. Okay, Grandma, I love you. Thank you for being here. Love you, love you. We will definitely do dinner soon. Um, and yeah, like he likes to go to like sports things. And so we're actually as a family going to a Michigan, like University of Michigan basketball game. I think it's November 15th, so that's coming up pretty quick. But you know, stuff like that, like we can buy him, but it's like you're not gonna buy just him a ticket. It's not like he wants to go to it by himself. So really you're buying like for him and his girlfriend, which is awesome, but things get super expensive. And he's not picky though either. Like he'll sit in nosebleed seats. He doesn't care about that. He just likes to go. So that's cool. But so sometimes stuff like that. Oh, thank you so much, Aileen. Are you all moved now? You said you can't type, and now I'm just asking you a question. Nice, Danielle. You don't have to tell me right now. You can tell me later. um, so yeah, I like, I don't know. It's just gets more and more difficult every year to figure out stuff to buy them. And like my mom, I told her, because she's like, I think I'm just gonna give them money. Like, do you think they would care? Like something that they can open and with money. And I'm like, they will love that. Like at this point, I said, plus it's kind of fun anyway. Like with gift cards or anything like that, where you know after Christmas, after all the excitement of Christmas and everything is over, you have like this money that you can go shop with and get yourself something that you're excited about. So I feel like it just like prolongs the excitement of Christmas. Okay, so you are in Florida already. Well, I hope you find something soon so you can get settled before Christmas. That would be awesome. But also I want it to be like the right thing. I wouldn't want you to just, I'm sure you're not planning to settle. There's like a little gnat. I swear, I'd never see them. And when I when I come on like a live, there'll be like a gnat randomly in here. Like, where are they coming from? Don't know. I was so proud of myself. I went outside yesterday. Like I said, after a migraine, I'm like, girl, like, do whatever you can. And so I put all my fall stuff away and I went out. Oh, I bet that would be very difficult. Plus, you have all that fabulous makeup and you can't even get to it. Like, that's like torture. I am so, okay. Aileen is like the queen of high-end makeup. Like, her collection is just incredible. I'm so like, not jealous of it because I'm not a jealous person. I'm excited for her that she has it. I'm just like in awe of it and like get excited when I see like what she has because it's amazing. So fun to watch. If you guys can, check out each other's channels. A lot of you have channels. Check them out if you haven't already because super fun to watch. Oh, good. It's with you, though. That's good. She's got all sorts of, like, Tom Ford, Chantecaille, I can't even think of stuff right now. Chanel, just, you know, the real good bougie stuff. Super fun to watch. But, Oh, but yeah, so what I was saying was, so after I packed up everything inside, I went out and I did all my yard work for fall to be ready for winter, like cut down everything and drug it out to the fire pit and just got everything all set outside. And so it was, I feel like so accomplished, like all that stuff is ready. So snow, come on, snow. Can you hear me? Like, bring it. Like, God, bring on the snow. Because I always say, like, I am such a snow girl. I get so excited whenever we get the first, aw, thank you, Myrna. You will love her. She's such a sweetheart and she's got such a cute personality. Love it. But when we get enough snow where I can stand in it, I always go out barefoot and in the first snow like that and take a picture. And people are always like, "Oh, be careful," whatever. I'm like, I'm not standing out here for like an hour and getting frostbite. But I just love that feeling. I love to go out when it's snowing really hard and just stand outside and let it hit me in the face. I'm like, it's like snowflakes are like kisses from God. I love it. Yeah, it's hard to love snow when you're in Florida. I mean, you can still love snow, but I mean, you don't get to experience it in Florida. I am crazy. I'm a crazy Christmas girl. I'm a crazy snow girl. Like, I just get so dang excited about stuff like that. I love it so much. I think snow is like the coolest thing ever. And just, yeah, there's nothing like going out in the dark in the winter and like shoveling the driveway in the quiet. Like, I do it just because I enjoy it. It's dark and it's like silent and the snow is falling and you just feel there's just something about it that is just absolutely magical. I love it. It's like a total gift to me. I love that so much. So I am all about the snow. I am so ready for it. We've had a little bit of flurries, but yes, it would be a miracle. I'm praying for snow miracles for all of you, whether you want it or not. Good thing I'm not in charge of the weather, right? Or you'd all be getting it. But oh, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. And we have not had great winters the past couple years. Yes. No, that's not insane. I absolutely love it. We have like a big Christmas or winter party at my mom and dad's every year. Aw. Yes. Everybody check each other out, show each other some love. And like snowmobile, my dad hooks like this big sled on the back of the snowmobile and they have a bunch of trails out on their property and stuff. So, you know, they take you for rides all through and they have a pond. So, like we'll ice skate on it, or if the pond is low enough, it makes it like hills so you can sled down into it and stuff. It's just so much fun. I love being outside in the winter like that and playing in the snow and just, I don't know. And then all coming in and they have a fire going. We have like a huge fire going outside too. I definitely will, Anne. But and then we've got like usually like chili and hot dogs and you know hot chocolate and just like sometimes mulled cider or whatever, like just or hot cider. And oh, it's magical. I love it so much. This whole time of year, like from really like the end of September through like the end of January is like awesome to me. Aw. Aw, you are lucky. See, yeah, we have not had good snow at all. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much for that. Aileen, you're such a... Seriously. Aw, you guys are so awesome. So much fun. I love like how everybody like gets to meet new people and stuff. It's so much fun. No, you rock. Thank you so much. A lot of people have a hard time with the cold weather, like hurting their bodies. I mean, I don't like to be freezing cold, like, but I can handle cold way better than heat. I cannot do heat. I know. It's such a bummer. Like, why can't our bodies just chill out, okay? Like, let us just enjoy the different weather. Like, why do you gotta be such a jerk? No fun. But yeah, I'm all about like bring on the snow. I'm trying to decide. Last year I did not put any lights out outside. See, I would like to do that. Like we used to when I was younger, but I haven't done cross country skiing in a very, very long time. Because we used to have well, we called it the cottage up north. It was an A-frame. And up north, that's totally a Michigan thing. And so Michigan, our little mitten frontier, it was like up here. I live like down in this area. Um, right, Penny? Like just perfect. I need the seasons. I like all the changes. I just wish summer would be less hot, but we used to go up and there's all like the snowmobile trails and stuff up north like that, and like that the county has. I mean, it's awesome. And or the different counties. Aw, thank you, Anne. I love having these lives every week. It's just I look forward to it so much, and you guys get to meet each other, and we all get to talk, and so we like make new friends and stuff. It's just super super fun. Such an easy way to like connect with people. I think it's awesome, and there's so many awesome people out there that you'd never know otherwise, right? But yeah, we used to do all sorts of outdoor stuff up there, and we had like a dune buggy. So in the summer we'd go through and like there's all these sandy hills and stuff, and so that was super fun. And like I grew up being outside. We had a pontoon boat where our cottage was. We had lake access like across the street, and so we had a pontoon boat. And I remember getting up really early in the morning with my dad and going fishing and stuff. And I'm not a morning girl, so what was up with me? You're up north. Yes, you are, Canada. But it's funny because I was much more outdoorsy when I was younger. Now I'm kind of indoorsy. Aw, I'm glad this is a good time for you. I know it's not great for everybody, but it's hard to know. I mean, there's always going to be somebody that's not good for, and it just kind of works good with my schedule. So even like today, I did not go to Bible study this morning. I will watch it online. But, oh, okay. Yes, you're way up north. But like I knew that 2 o'clock would be enough time for me to get the stuff done that I needed to do ahead of time and stuff. And actually my husband was home this morning and stuff. So, it was like he would be heading out by the time I'd want to do it and stuff. So it just worked out. It seems to be a pretty good time. I think I will probably kind of try to stick to the 2 o'clock time, but I'll always put out, you know, on Instagram and in the community tab when I'm going to be going, just so you know for sure. But it's been working well. So, and it seems like a lot of you have been able to be here. So that's awesome. Too funny, Sue. It's like having the shortest, putter at miniature golf. Like I have to have one of the little child ones. Oh, cool. I love Kentucky and Tennessee. Yeah, there's just something about, well, like I said, I'm much more indoorsy now. Like I like to camp. I love camping. But I also have a, you know, travel trailer that has air and heat. So I can be comfortable, you know, and be out of the rain or whatever. And then in the winter, I love to like be outside if I want to be, but not have to be. So I love to just be inside and see it snowing and just be cozy and stuff. So I love the different types of weather. I don't necessarily want to like be out in it all the time. So yeah, I'm definitely more indoorsy these days. But I just think the snow is so beautiful. Now it's a little bit different now because both of my oldest sons work like about 25 to 30 minutes away. So I don't love like knowing that they have to be on the roads, but you know, that's like, you have to, I mean, you have to know how to drive in the snow here. That's just the way it is. And so I can handle, the snow isn't a big deal. It's, if it's icy, that's when it's bad. Oh, cool. Or like, you know, we live on back dirt roads, and the county, we are like some of the last, you know, these are not priorities to get plowed. So, was it last year or the year before? We at one point got a pretty good snow. Yeah, I can understand that, Penny. But like finally one of our neighbors got out with a big truck, and then we just followed, you know, in their tracks kind of to be able to get out to the main road. So like sometimes there'll be somebody who has a plow that will come down and be nice and just plow for, you know, a lot of the people on back roads, because the county trucks and stuff aren't getting back. I mean, we're not priority, which you totally understand. Obviously, the main roads need to be taken care of. But so that's when like school will be canceled and stuff because people just can't get out because we live in a rural area. Ooh, broke your tailbone. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Ice is scary. I actually have a friend who she slipped and fell and she hit her head and she got a brain injury from it. She has never been the same. And so awful. Like, what a dumb thing to have happened to cause such damage to you, you know, just slipping on the stupid ice. That's, so frustrating. My husband broke his finger, his pinky finger a few years ago, slipping on the ice at work. He had his hands full. And so they ended up, like, me and the kids are like, you need to go to the doctor. Like, you need to have that because it was, like, all bent. And, no. Well, then finally he went, and they actually casted him for a couple weeks and took it off, and it was still like that, and they just left it. So he's got, like, a bent, I can't even do it with my finger, but it, like, bends in weird. But from slipping on the ice. So you definitely have to be careful. I did one year, we were getting out at my aunt and uncle's house, and I was in my parents' truck. And as I was stepping down, I was holding on to like the handle. I know, that is funny. Like places who are not used to snow, as soon as snow happens, it's like everything shuts down. That doesn't happen here. And a lot of things, it's like, too bad, this is where you live. You need to find a way to get out. And I know, like, my parents have a snowmobile, so that if they got stuck where they couldn't get out to main roads, they can ride out on the snowmobile to be able to get to, like, the gas station or something, to a store where you can get things, because that's just the way it is. But I was getting out. Ooh, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. Ugh. I know. It is funny though, with like places that aren't used to it. I mean, it can be very dangerous. That's absolutely, if you're not used to it, it's very dangerous. Yeah, no kidding. That would be fun. Oh, but I was stepping out of my parents' truck and I was holding on to like the handle, you know, like on the ceiling. And I stepped down and my feet slid out from underneath me and my arm went like behind me and pulled my shoulder back. And I thought I pulled it out of socket, but I must not have. But oh man, it was bad for a couple days. And I'm like, stuff like that. But I was thankful that I was holding on to that, because if I hadn't been and stepped down, I probably would have fallen and smacked my head off the side of the truck. So ice is no joke, that's for sure. So that's the part I don't like. The snow is not the scary part. As long as you are going slow and stay like in someone else's tracks and like going down the highway or stuff like that, then it's not usually a big deal. And knowing not to slam on your brakes if you start to slide and stuff like that. So you have to know how to handle it. But wow. Oh my gosh. That would be horrendous, to accidentally slide into somebody. Ugh. That actually happened to me. I worked midnights for years at a group home, and I was on my way home from work one morning, and it was like a curve, but a road went out from that. Actually, there were two roads, but I was going around the curve while I was turning. Oh, that's so awful. I was turning, but the car just kept going straight. Well, a car that was coming around the curve this way, I hit them. But we were both going super, super slow. Oh, okay. Penny, I'm sure your life is interesting. Everyone's life is interesting. We all have some story to tell that people would be like, really? You know, like, that's the beauty of life, and getting to talk to different people and just hear, you know, gain wisdom from people. Sometimes things that you don't think are interesting are to other people. But anyway, yeah, I hit this lady, like just the end of her car, very slow. I mean, literally I was probably going like 20 miles an hour. And, so we both pulled onto this little off, like, side road. Well, I was young. I must have been like 21, because I worked there. I think it was right after I'd had my son. So probably almost 22. And, oh, I would say being a mom of six is interesting. Yes, exactly. See? But this woman got out and I was just like a mess. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My car was fine, but like, I think I broke out her taillight. And she was like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Um, uh, wow. That's crazy, Kate. See, yes, that is scary. It can definitely be very dangerous. I agree. 3 was enough for me too. I always wanted, or I didn't always want, I wanted 2 kids when I was younger. Then once I started having kids, I wanted 6. And then my youngest son, with the issues that he had, which he's perfectly fine now, but I was like, I can't do this. It's too nerve-wracking. So I stopped at 3. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, Penny, your life is so boring. Seriously, girl. People, we do not give ourselves enough credit. Oh, but this woman I hit, so she's like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. And she's like, nothing's wrong with your car, you're okay. And I'm like, yeah, and like, let me give you my insurance information and stuff. Like, oh, we should call the police, blah, blah. And she's like, no, honey, don't worry about it. I don't care. Well, then I could smell alcohol on her breath. And this was at like 7 in the morning. That's so funny. Husband cut you off at 6. That's enough. You don't need a dozen. Oh, see, 13 grandkids out of 4 kids. That's good. Wow, that's awesome. I can't imagine sleeping in a tent in the snow. But yeah, so I got lucky in the fact that I didn't have anything happen from hitting this woman, but in hindsight, I'm like, I should have called the police anyway because this woman had been drinking and it was 7 in the morning. But, I was basically a kid myself and was just like, shook up from hitting her and stuff. But yeah, that was crazy because I was going that slow, but I turned the wheel, the car just kept sliding the other way. Oh my gosh, Kate. That's so funny. Well, that's like my husband. So I finally was like, you need to get snipped. Yes, I understand that. You know what? This is so funny, Elaine, because I was just thinking about this morning, laying in bed, how because my nephew is having a baby in April. So that will be the first great grandchild on my husband's side of the family. So for his parents, it'll be their first great grandchild. Oh my gosh, wow. He was wasting no time. And I was thinking about and my in-laws are 71. So I'm like, okay, they're having their first great grandchild at 71. I made my grandma a great grandma at 59. Like, that's insane. I was totally just thinking about that this morning. Like, whoa, she was only 59 when Gavin was born. Totally nuts. I can't imagine that. But she had my mom, she got married when she was 15 and had my mom when she was 16. That was Evelyn, who was on earlier. So she obviously started having kids very young. And then my mom, had me when she was like 21. And then I had Gavin when I was 21, or just right before I turned 21. So it was, young having kids. But bye, Sue. I'm so glad you were here. Okay. Yes, same thing could happen to you. Watch it. Isn't that funny? Like, it's crazy because then you think of a grandma, like in our minds, the way it is portrayed in like books or for things, it's like a little old lady. That's just not really the reality a lot of the time. A grandma is not a little old lady. Like, which I'm glad. I'm so thankful that both of my grandmas, like, I was in my 40s and still had both of my grandmas living. Oh, wow. I had no idea about that. Do you have like a video about that, Aileen? That's amazing. See, people have such cool stories to tell and things to share. Like, we have so much to learn from each other. It's awesome. I love it. This is the best part. It's the best part. So many cool people. You totally should. That's amazing. And I think it's awesome too, like stuff like that for people who are considering adoption, to be able to hear stories of things like that and to know, like, because, there's a lot of people who are like, well, I already have like my own biological kids. What would it be like to bring in, to adopt and things like that. Like, I think that is such a, like, cool thing that we could share with people. Aw. That's amazing. Yeah. Because, it's like the unknown things and the things that people are nervous about and stuff. So to hear from people who have actually experienced it and know their experience, and that there are still maybe hardships with things and stuff, like nothing in life is easy, let's be real. But, just so, it would help answer some of those kind of questions for people and stuff. It's funny because my youngest sister only has one daughter, and they decided not to have any more kids. So my brother-in-law got snipped. Well, my sister, then they started thinking about, like, maybe they would like to adopt, though. She just didn't think she could go through. She had postpartum depression really bad and stuff, and she's like, I can't do it again. And I totally understand that. And so they were talking about adopting. So it's been something that they've talked about and stuff. Well, it's funny because my niece does not want a sibling. She just turned 10 in August, and she's like, no, I like being the only, kid in the family. And my sister's like, yeah, but, like how your cousins have like sisters to play with and, stuff like that, like, to share things with. Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's awesome. I love that so much. But yeah, it's interesting because my sister was just talking to me about it. She's like, she's really adamant that she does not want a sibling. And she's like, and how can I? And she goes, I tried to tell her, like, we have so much love to give. We could give so much love to somebody who needs it and needs a family and stuff. And she's like, but I just don't want, and she's like, how can I do that knowing that's what she does not want? How do I go against that? So that's a difficult thing too. And, but that's the thing, to hear other people's stories, because maybe other people have been in that kind of a situation too, and then did adapt, and their kids are amazing, like amazingly close and stuff like that. So, like, I don't know, it's just kind of a cool thing to be able to share. My cousin just adopted. They got this little girl when she was like newborn, but they were trying to be able to reunite her with her mom. So the mom was going through things to try to be able to get her back. Right. Which, that is an awesome, it's awesome that people can do that, because yeah, the only hard thing about that is if they do get to go back home and you really grew attached to them, I think you would have to really be able to, set your mind on that this is a possibility. And because that's what my cousin was saying, like, it was really hard to picture not having her. And now she is she 3 now? And they just got to officially adopt her like a couple weeks ago. So that is super awesome. And it's hard because it's like, obviously you want them to be able to be reunited with a parent if that's going to be the best thing for them. And in this case, it wasn't. And I guess right now the mom is pregnant again. So I'm not sure what will happen with that, if that will be an opportunity for them to adopt that child as well. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's with like the same dad or not. But I had talked last week about a family who ended up with 4 biological siblings that one at a time, like, went to the hospital and got them because the mom would go have them and leave them there. But it was from the same mom and dad, all 4 of them. So, yeah, it's crazy. But, like, to be able to give that love, if you've got that, a home that you can bring someone into, like, is amazing. And I did consider it for a long time. At this point in our lives, I don't see it being, like, feasible, not feasible. I don't know. I just don't think, like, now at this point with how old my boys are and stuff, and we're kind of going to be empty nesters within the next few years, I don't, but I think when I was younger, I did consider adopting for sure. I know, it is lifelong sinners. True. Aw. Yeah, that's so amazing. I had no idea about that about you. So cool. Everybody's got, these amazing stories, and we just don't know it. And there's things that people don't realize about them. Like, they're just like, that's my life. That's like something I experienced. Wow. Yep, you've definitely got a stretch there. Wow. I cannot believe you have a 28-year-old. That just blows my mind. So crazy. Like, this is such a fun, I really am enjoying this stage of life, like with my boys being older and stuff. Like, we just have a lot of fun together. Like, you know, you're still a parent and they still live in my house, so there's still our rules and you abide by them and things like that. But yeah, you guys have a very similar situation. But you know, it's like, it's just different. Like, they're becoming more like, there's more of a friendship happening now as they're getting older and stuff, and it's just a really cool thing to see. It's a lot of fun. I agree. Being a boy mom is amazing. Like, I adore my boys. They're so good to me. They're so protective of me. Hey, Mr. J, how are you doing today? So glad you're here. But yeah, they look out for their mom, and like, I know, you know, they do anything I need. Aw, I love that. See, there's something very cool about your kids becoming adults. Like, just seeing them become their own, and yeah, it's just a whole different dynamic. It's really cool. The whole process of being a parent is amazing. Hard, but amazing. Aw, it's the coolest thing. And then something I really love too is a lot of people who seem to have just a boy and a girl, like that brother and sister will have like such a cool bond, because I know so many people like that who they're the only, you know, kids in a family. um yeah, I can totally see that. And that's, I my husband and I talk about this all the time. I'm like, I think if I had a daughter, we would butt heads, because the way, like, with different styles and stuff, the way girls want to dress or different things like that. I mean, who knows? Maybe I would have a daughter that wasn't like that. But I feel like it's a lot harder with girls with stuff like that. And you know, like, and yeah, you have to pick your battles, but there's some things that I'd be like, not happening. And so I feel like I would be like at odds with, you know, and just like watching my um yeah, see, that's awesome. But watching my sister Dana, she has a daughter who's 15. They actually get along great. They are, you know, but still, even just some of the battles of things, you know, it's like, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that, you know. And Peyton is an awesome kid, so that's great. But oh, good, because I'm just like, oh gosh, I can't even imagine dealing with that. And just, you know, we even just have the stuff with the boys that you deal with, that it's like exhausting sometimes, but that's part of being a parent. And you can't give in to the exhaustion and just go, well, do whatever you want to, because too many people do that. Not a good idea. But it's like, it's just a whole different thing, I feel like, with girls than with boys. So yeah, God definitely knew what he was doing giving me boys. Aw, that's so cute. It's amazing. And that's the thing too, like, just having that bond. Like, my sisters are my best friends. I adore them so much. And just that closeness that we have, and being able to, you know, count on each other for things with our families and stuff. Yeah, I can totally see that, Penny. And actually, it's funny because my niece Eden, who's an only child, who's 10, she is so mature. Like, yeah, she's a 10-year-old, so she still does things that are kid-like, and I am glad, because she is a kid and she should. But you can have like just these very like intelligent conversations with her. She's a very deep thinker. Ever since she was really little, she's like an old soul. And so it's really cool, and just some of the things that she thinks, and she'll I'm like, wow, like, I don't know, it's really cool. But she definitely has more of like that maturity than, you know, a lot of other kids her age. It's pretty cool. I love it. She's a hilarious kid. And she's a very, we are like empaths big time, like, and so we super feel, like, my sisters and I and stuff, for other people. And she is like that too. Like, and so that poor girl, she will just like hurt so bad for people, or be so happy for, like, she'll cry because she's excited for people. I'm like, I know exactly how you feel, because I'm the same way. Like, I get so excited for people, but also just like feel other people's pain so much. It's like such a blessing and a curse, because it's great to be able to feel for people and be able to like have that. But wow, wow, Yeah, when that like mode comes in of like seeing somebody go through something like that and you just want to be able to protect them and stuff, like especially as a kid to be able to feel that much is amazing. I know, isn't it crazy, Penny? It's like you think like a lot of times like, oh, they're a kid, they don't understand. But man, we do not give people enough credit. And a lot of times kids, because there's things I even remember thinking when I was really young that it's like nobody knew what I was thinking and feeling, and probably kind of like dismissed. Oh, that's the cutest thing ever. See, like that's the kind of bond, like that's so amazing. Oh, I love that so much. This these conversations make me so happy, you guys. We talk about like never know when I come on here where things are gonna go, and it always shocks me, and it's always good. See, that's so cool. Yeah, we don't give kids enough credit. Like they just, it's like, and I think we subconsciously do it sometimes, like just thinking, oh, well, they're a kid, they don't, but it's like, no way. Like some of these kids are, some of the stuff that kids say, I'm like, you are wiser than I. Like, it's crazy because we all experience different things. You can't be wiser about everything. Wiser, is that a word? More wise? It's just like there are some things that kids have experienced that we as adults have not. Aww. That's the thing too, like kids dealing with like grief and loss and stuff. I know, isn't it funny, Penny? It's like, where do they get it from? Just different personality traits and stuff. Like we always talk about, yeah, it is important to do that. Like, I have never been a, something that drives me crazy is like weird names for body parts or like stupid things like that. I'm like, no, like, I don't understand why people do that. Like, it's called something. It's not something to be like, ooh, embarrassed about, because that's how predators and stuff are, it's easier for them to take advantage. Aw, that's so sweet. Yeah, they know. They just, uh. But yeah, I've never been a, like dumb things down kind of thing. And I think that's important because there's no reason, yeah, just because they're younger, like it doesn't mean we have to make up weird names for stuff or whatever. Like, families will have different words that they use for stuff like that. And it's like, it's something that I really think about with like predator type people. Like they prey on stuff like that. And it's, our kids are smart. We don't have to dumb things down for them. It's like baby talk, all that kind of stuff always drove me nuts. Absolutely. I agree, Kate. And yes, like, uh, I don't know. It's just, they're far wiser than we realize. We need to give them the credit that. Like I said, I mean, and some kids go through some major stuff and we can learn from them. Like, we're not the only ones. They're not just teach or, learning from us. We can learn from them. I know, no kidding. Scary. But I remember too, I won't say who this happened to, but someone when they were young who was an adult, like a way older adult now, saw their dad in their underwear when they were young and got spanked for it. And yeah, there is no shame in crying. Just because you're a male, you don't somehow not have emotions. Like, that's scary if you don't have emotions. And there's nothing wrong with crying. Like, I know, I can't stand that. Yes, exactly, Penny. That's totally different. That's fine. She knows what it is, though, so it's not like someone can use that against her. But yeah, this person got spanked for seeing their dad in their underwear. And she was like walking past a room and the door was cracked open or something. And I'm like, that is so wrong. For one thing, he's in his underwear, and he's the one who left the dang door open. She didn't do anything wrong, kind of thing, you know? And I'm like, that's such a strange thing. Like, I grew up, I have two sisters, and my mom, we had one bathroom in our house growing up. No, it wasn't her fault. That's such a weird, I don't know, that's unhealthy. I don't like that at all. That I remember hearing that story for the first time and just being like in awe of it, because we saw my dad in his underwear all the dang time growing up. We walked around in our jeans and a bra getting ready for school in the morning. My dad wasn't looking at us. We weren't looking at him. Yes, absolutely, Aileen. I cannot. Oh, I can't agree with you more. But like that was never a thing. Like your underwear, you wear a bathing suit in front of people. A lot of times, people's bathing suits cover less than some of their undergarments. And so it was just never anything. And even in front of my boys, like I've never been like weird, like, oh my gosh, like, I mean, obviously I don't walk around. I'm a sports bra wearer at home because it just makes me feel more comfortable. But like, as far as like, if I needed to run to the laundry room to grab something, yes, it should be that way, Kate, because you should be the one that they can go to know the truth about things. It's scary to let other people teach them that stuff. But yeah, like even now, if I am getting ready and like, oh, the shirt I need is in the laundry room, I'll walk down the hall in my jeans and a bra. Like, who cares? Like, they don't think anything of it. I don't think any stuff like that is only weird if you make it weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I know not everybody probably agrees with that, but yeah, I can understand that. But it's like, and sometimes you have to end up becoming a caregiver for your parents. And, if I have to take care of my dad, I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to be like embarrassed and ashamed or make him feel ashamed, or, you know what I mean? Like the things like, I don't know. Wow. Man, some of the stuff that kids go through, I can't, like, they're very resilient. Like, things that I see kids go through a lot of times, and I'm like, I don't think I could do that. Like, I think I would absolutely fall apart. And they, you know, I guess you never know until you have to go through something what you're capable of, but kids amaze me for sure. But yeah, I think a lot of that stuff, we make things weird when they don't need to be. That's funny, Kate. Right, Carla. And like, this is just a person you love and that you want to make sure that they're comfortable, and you would never want them to be embarrassed or anything like that. I mean, I had one time horrific, and I think I told about it at one time, but I'm allergic to medical tape, but we didn't realize this at the time. Oh, thank you so much for being here, Aileen. Thank you so much for my gift, my super chat. You're such a sweetheart, and it was so fun to learn these things about you. I can't wait to know more of this stuff. We'll have to chat. um, but yeah, I had uh fibroadenomas in my breast when I was younger, 3 times in a 3-year period, and so I had them removed twice from my left side and once from my right. Aw. Yeah, see, like that just shouldn't be. You have to let that stuff go. Um, but so on this side, they went in through the side because of where they were, but on this side, they went through the front. And when it came time to take the bandage off and stuff, I can see stitches and stuff on other people, but if I see it on me, I'll pass out. And it had happened to me before from this side, so we knew. So my mom came in to take off the dressing and whatever to clean it and take care of it. Well, and I was, that one I was 15, because of the first one I got when I was 13, and then when I was 15 and 16, I had the other 2 times. And thankfully that didn't just keep happening. Yeah, I know. It's like, it's amazing how that happens. It's incredible. But yeah, so when my mom went to take the bandage off, the tape was taking my skin off as well. So it was horrific. So my dad ended up having to come in, and he was holding my arms for her to be able to, because your natural reaction, you're trying to like get her away from it, but it had to come off, you know? And so like, I wasn't embarrassed that my dad was in there though. Obviously he was behind me too, so it's not like he was like looking at, but even still, I told my dad when I was having my kids that he could be in the room if he wanted to be. He chose not to be because he was just really nervous about something going wrong and just couldn't handle that way. But I was like, you know, I mean, it's not like he was going to be like staring. Yeah, that was horrific. After that, we stopped having that medical tape put on. But like, just things that like, you know, I don't know. I guess it depends on your upbringing, you know, how people acted about stuff. Like, it was just never something. And I mean, he probably would have been like kind of a little uncomfortable with when you're having a baby, you know, if you've had a baby. I didn't care. When I had my first son, I was in a teaching hospital. So there were like people like watching like crazy. At the time when I was giving birth, I didn't care who was in that room. I didn't care at all. So I'm like, you know, this is something like, it's just whatever. But so I didn't care at all if my dad had said he wanted to be in there. I know he would have been standing to the side. It's not like he'd be at the end of the bed or something, you know. But yeah, I like our family is just not like that. Oh man. Isn't it weird? Like, I mean, and I didn't know before that. I guess and maybe it was just because it was a more sensitive area. Yeah, exactly, honey. You know what though? I just recently had used some under eye patches, and they had like, you kept them on overnight, and they had like the little micro needle things in them. But that didn't bother me, like where the little needle things were, but around that area, like what stuck to your face, it hurt so bad to peel it off. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think this is like how medical tape is. So like, I can't use them. But not that it was anything wrong with those. It's just like how my skin reacts to it. But yeah, that was not a pleasant experience at all. Don't need to do that again. Definitely not. Well, ladies, I think I heard my husband and son come home, so I think maybe I will go out and have them help me with some of the tree stuff. Yeah, my favorite one was the one I had with my oldest son was a female. I didn't really care for her, to be honest. Ooh, oh, that's no fun. But then the doctor I had with my next two boys, he was phenomenal, and he passed away of a heart attack, and I was so sad. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and that's the thing. I used to pass out all the time when I was younger, so you never know. Like the one time I passed out on the bathroom floor and stuff, like same thing. And you know, you don't, in those moments, you're not thinking like, oh, I'm naked and my dad might see me. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? You're taking care of the person that you love. Like, it's not, you know, I don't know. I think people make things creepy sometimes when they don't have to be. Like, I mean, obviously there are situations where with family members there is something not okay. That's different. But yeah, I think, you know, too, with the boys and stuff, it's like we always just were very, I mean, it's not like any of us walk around naked in front of each other or anything, but they're in front of me in their underwear and stuff. Like, who cares? I don't even think anything of it. Yeah, it's like a bathing suit. Ugh, no kidding. That is terrifying. Well, that's like my brother-in-law's brother has seizures, and sometimes he has them when he's in the shower, and his mom has to go in and get them. Like, you can't, those aren't things that you're thinking about when you're caring for somebody that you love. Or anybody. I wouldn't be thinking about it with anybody. Like, you just, yeah. You're taking care of somebody. That's all that matters. So, but yeah, I'm gonna finish getting my tree. I don't know if I'll get all the ornaments put on it today or not. Probably just the lights. If you are buying a new tree and you're considering a pre-lit tree, I would highly encourage against it. Because I had one several years ago. It was a nightmare. Like, within the second year I put it up, some of it. Oh, thank you so much for being here, Anne. No problem. You're awesome. Yeah, exactly, Penny. And when it's your family, it's somebody who cares deeply about you, so it's even less of an issue, or should be. But yeah, I had a bunch of the lights went out after the first year, so then I would just add like a strand of lights to it, and then the next year it's like even more. Partway through the season, some went out. Then you're having to cut. Oh, it was a nightmare. I will never have a pre-lit tree again. It's not worth it. Just put the dang lights on it. So, so yeah, I'm probably gonna go out and just put the fluff it, because that takes me some time. I'm not a perfectionist about like really anything, but that I'm like, it has to be just right. So it'll take me some time to fluff it, and then I'll just put the lights on tonight, and tomorrow I will, while everyone's at school and work, I will just enjoy myself some Christmas music and putting all the ornaments on. Ah. Yeah, I do like real trees, but it's so unpredictable to know how long they'll last. And I like to put my tree up early, and so it would never last that long. And sometimes you just get a cruddy tree by Anne, that dies early. Like one year, a bunch of my family, because several people were still getting real trees, and like four of them had them die, like before Christmas even. That's funny, Penny. But yeah, so we finally went to artificial tree, just because then I can put it up whenever I darn well please, take it down whenever I please, and I don't have needles everywhere that I'm dealing with, or like when the tree touches you and you like, I get like a little rash. I think that happens to a lot of people and stuff like that. So I'm like, no thanks. Or if you get one that has like sap or something, I'm like, I love the smell of them. I will enjoy them in other people's houses or outside. We still go to the tree farm because a couple people get real ones, but I like the whole experience of it, but I don't need it. So, well, thank you ladies so much for being here again this week. You guys are so awesome, and you make my week every week. I love it. I love it so much. So thanks for chatting with me, and I love getting to learn new things about you guys every week. So always never be afraid to interject and share things, because I love it, and I think we all do. It's fun getting to know each other. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next Tuesday, but of course you'll be seeing videos between then. So all right, love you guys.